Hey, what's going on, guys? This is KNasty3890 here. Welcome back to another Oakland A's Franchises episode number 36. We are starting 2030. We won the World Series for back-to-back years. We're going to go for a three-peat this year. It's going to be tough, I feel like. We can still do it. It's just going to be tough if we can get to the show. We got a lot of unproven pitchers here. I mean, they're cheap. Dabrowski is kind of like, he's our quote-unquote ace, but his career ERA is 4.76. Ramos is a youngster who's gotten better every year. Well, I want to say young. He's 28. Francisco's 27. He's been in the bigs. This is his fourth year, but only 2 years of service time. I hope he can make that jump. Nieves is 24. He's kind of like the guy who has the biggest potential, I feel like. And then Lakers 22. He has a good amount of potential. Hopefully he can have a great year this year. Bullpen looks really strong. Our lineup looks strong as normal. So let's get into it, boys. Now, before we go further, I forgot to show this at the end of the last video. Top prospects. I looked at it quickly, and it's kind of weak for us. I'm not going to lie. McKenna, a third baseman we have. He's 64 overall, A potential. Could be a good fielder. So that is definitely someone that could develop into something. But he's 22 in baseball. Escobar, another third baseman. He's more of a project. He's, 56 overall. He's 22 years old. Boyd Irving, one of the closers we got. He is 31. I think we have one more. This guy's not a prospect. He's 26. And then we have these other closers. Jonah Wells and Franco. So those closers we got at the end of last episode, they round out like the prospects. We really don't have like that stud coming up in the system. So I'm hoping, now this draft is going to be important for us because we have, I think, 3 extra compensatory round picks. So we better hit on that. That's all I'm saying. That is like a huge thing for us that we hit, because we got to clear a spot on our AAA team. Hansel, let's just send you to Class A. There we go. So we're going to, we still have our first round pick, and then we have 3 compensatory round picks. So we need to hit an A in that. And our offense has been killing it, which is nice to see. We're off to a great start this year, which is great, because like I said, I was a little worried about our rotation. I knew we were going to hit. I think our bullpen's really good, and we have guys in the minors I can call up that we don't need to make a trade to get someone. If we need to trade for anything, it'd maybe be a starter, maybe be a bat. And I don't think it'd be a bat, but right now we're kind of just rolling along. We are at the draft. Like I said, we have the 25th pick, and then look at this. Those 3. We can take a shot on some people, and then the 25th pick, and then the 29th, and then the 29th. So I will take like a shot in the dark on a guy. We'll take some risk in this draft. We need a hit. Yeah, not that. Nope. All right, so let's just start by potential now. Okay, so Wade Dionis, he's a starter, pretty well scouted, could be ready in a couple of years. A starter, that's an option. Another starter, he's 25, he's years and years away. A right fielder, a few years away, but doesn't really have a great skill. Another starter, he's 24. This starter's 21. This starter is 18. Tom Kennedy. I'm going to take a chance on the 18-year-old who could be ready in like 2 years, because he's 18. He's freaking 18. I'll take Bob Howard, this other starter. I don't want to just like get a position player to get a position player, but I might take a chance on this second baseman. His first name's Ruben, so now it kind of like reminds me of Ruben Bacon from our Detroit franchise. Could have 80 contact, not much power, above average fielding at 65. Let's take a chance on Ruben, and then we got one more pick here. And let's see what's out there. Another starter, he's 24. Another starter, he's 20. That's an option. This catcher, he doesn't really have a great, maybe if he's 22. I don't want to, by the time he's in the bigs, we're all going to retire. A left fielder, could have 70 and 80 contact and 60 power. I'll take a chance on him, Ryan Morris. I think that's a little bit more of a safe pick there. But, I think he can hit. And let's see if this left fielder's here. He doesn't really do one great skill set. Same with this right fielder. This starter's available. He's 80 potential. He's 21 years old. We'll take him in the second round. We've already had 5 picks. I'm just saying, for the sake of our franchise, we need to hit on some of these. I'll take a chance on this right fielder now in this round. He may not have a great skill set, but if he's just like the jack of all trades, master of none, there's still value in that. I don't love it, but there is value in that. I was going to take Dionis maybe in the first round. He's available in the end of the fourth, which maybe says a lot about my ability to draft, or maybe the ability of others to draft. I guess I'm going to take the starter here because he's scouted at 75 potential out of 80. I'll take that. All right, moving on to round number 6, and it'll be our last pick of the draft. And I'm going to take this right fielder probably because he's an 80 potential. Could have 80 fielding with 65, 70 contact and 60 and 65 power. As a shot in the dark in the 6th round, I will take it. All right, let's sign our draft picks. That was not a good draft. There's some hits down here, but not what we're looking for. Kennedy was an okay pick, 83 potential. Howard, that was a bad pick. Damn, that was bad. We needed to hit on this, and we did. Now, Ruben Hardstate, I kind of like the idea of the player. I wish he had some secondary positions that would really help his value, but he can hit. Just hope that potential is a little higher. Maybe it goes up. Morris, I thought that was a safe pick. That was a bad pick. Our best pick is Earl Feliz, and he could be actually a legit player because he has 89 potential. That could jump up to an A potential if he plays well. He's 20 years old only, and he's a 68 overall. That's almost nice. Ramirez, he's a project. 84 potential is okay. Dionis is going to take in the first round. It wouldn't have been a bad pick. It was a compensatory round pick. And this starter, no, not too much. And this guy, like I said, just shot in the dark. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 Bs, no As, but with all those draft picks, like the compensatory round was just a complete waste. So when we lost those 3 guys in free agency, we didn't get anything for them. Now, the other alternative for us was to trade them, but obviously that would be stupid because they did help us either get to the playoffs or win some playoff games. Let's take a look how the team is doing. Dabrowski's having a breakout year for the 26-year-old. That is great to see. Ramos is having an excellent year. He's 28, and he's gone considerably better in everything. Now, it's still early. Francisco's pitching well, his best year. Nieves is pitching great. This is great. This is what I really want to see from the 24-year-old. And Laker has been kind of struggling. Salazar's pitching pretty well. I might make that switch soon. Vega's been great in the bullpen. Gordon's been great. Rosario's been great. Chavez has been great. Hayes been great. Our bullpen, no one has an ERA north of 3, except for Salazar. He's a long man. In the minors, what do we have? Cetus is a big league player, but there's not much depth in these other closers. They're just kind of playing down there. Let's take a look at the team's doing. Whitaker is just out of control. 351. He already has 2,000 career hits. Someone mentioned in one of my a couple of videos ago that he might get 3,000 hits. He really might. He might get 3,000 hits. He's probably, if he retired today, he's a Hall of Famer. Like, his WAR is high enough. He's a Hall of Famer. That is literally when our franchise changed. I remember when we traded for him in 2022. I remember that year we then took off, and we've been great ever since. Griffith is really struggling this year, 234. That's not good to see because we're paying him over $20 million. Villalobos, not much power. Average is good, so I'm okay with that. Coates is having a great year, 323. 6, not much power, but a great average. Perez is in 311, 6 home runs. That's a career high in average, and it would be a career high in slugging. Jesse Preston, the rookies, hitting pretty well, 268, 357 on base. Willie Calhoun doesn't have much average, but 8 home runs. Valenzuela, the hero from the World Series, hitting 291, 7 home runs. So, he's not getting a lot of stolen base like he did last year, but the slugging's up. And Hagen, in limited bats, only has 140 at bats compared to Valenzuela's 220. He is hitting 300. His wins above replacement's 1.7. Fortenberry's hitting 349. So our catching duo is really freaking good. So, we don't have a great catcher, but we have good catchers. So I guess we'll continue now. We are currently 6 games up on the Astros in the division. So hopefully we can have at least a good regular season since our draft was pretty bad. And our bullpen is just what's helping us a lot. And I will make the move from Laker to Salazar, but I might even just, if it's irrelevant, because it doesn't matter in the playoffs who we use. As Michael Tran got traded to the Yankees from the Mariners, I want the young guy I have Lakers more of a future player for us than Salazar. He's 22. Salazar's 28. If it doesn't, we're going to make the playoffs and win our division most likely anyway. We're not going to use our number 5 starter in the playoffs unless there's that same circumstance like last year. But I'm not trading John Coates unless I'm getting great value in return. And this Lloyd Madison guy better be a stud. He's actually pretty good. I kind of like the player, but I still like we have Whitaker. All right, we are at the trade deadline. We're 8.5 up on the Astros. Let's see top prospects. Do we have anyone top 15? That would. Oh, this is not good. These are not good when you see division rivals have some really good farm system, I should say. That is not good to see. That guy looks really freaking good. Now, he can't field, but he can hit. Red Sox, that's not good. Where's our best? McKenna in Double-A. Let him just continue to hit down there. I almost feel like trying to get one of these better prospects in a trade, but nah, it's not worth it. Not giving up actual assets. Let's see how our team is doing, though. How's Laker doing? Okay, he's pitching better. 0-8 down to 4.32. Nieves is a little bit struggling, but Ramos is looking to be our ace. He's pitching great. Vega struggled a little bit recently. Same with, okay, our bullpen's kind of regressed, which I kind of would expect. Cetus is still pitching great in AAA. Or Cletus Clark. He's probably pissed. I don't blame him, but yeah. You're 24. I mean, we'll probably be moving on from some of these guys soon when they get a little bit more expensive, and then there you are. Whitaker might win an MVP. He's in 363 with 21 home runs. Ridiculous. His WAR is already at 6.6. Griffith is really struggling this year. I'm a little worried about this. That worries me a little bit. Because he's only 28. Like, he's been in the bigs he's been in the bigs since he was 20. So, I mean, we'll see. Villalobos might be having his breakout year in terms of power. Maybe not power. I mean, average, yes. Slugging, yes, actually. Maybe he can hit. He hasn't hit 40 yet. I mean, it'd be a stretch, but it wouldn't be out of control. It wouldn't be. Coates still doing good. Perez doing well. Preston's okay. Calhoun's really good. Valenzuela, this is nice to see from the youngster. He's 22. He's kind of like our future young player. But I really want him to kind of develop, and he's starting to develop. He's a full-time DH. I think that's what he's always going to be. Hagen's in 280 now. Fortenberry's in 321, but kind of let him go in and out, whichever two. And then once the playoffs start, we'll just use whoever had a better year. So I guess we can continue simming. I don't need to worry about any trades. We're going to win the division. Our bullpen's strong enough. I think our rotation's good enough. Our offense is definitely good enough. I mean, we might win 110 games this year, which is remarkable. When I was worried that we may not make the playoffs. Not gonna lie, because it was just so much uncertainty. But those questions were answered as we're going a little bit of a losing skid here, but we're picking it up. Maybe. There we go. All right, we win 105 games. We won the division. We won the division by 15 games. Do we have the best record in baseball? We did, not even close. We are ranked the number 1 team in baseball. First in contact, 10th in power, first in pitching, 4th in speed. Prospects, we can take a look real quick. Do we have anyone top 15? All right, McKenna is now 14, so that's good. I think next year we can maybe bump him to AAA. He can't really hit yet. He can field, so that's good. Something we really don't focus too much on this team, which is something we might need to focus on more in the future. Other than that, yeah, there's that. Dabrowski had a really good year, a 3.33 ERA. Nice to see, because he needs one more year after this, and then he's a free agent. So I mean, we got one more year of him under controllable money at $10 million next year. After that, he's probably going to request $25 million, so we'll probably let him walk. Ramos he might have been Cy Young this year. He might have been 2.41 ERA. He went 15-4 if you care about that. His WAR was a 3.8, which is actually pretty low. Francisco kind of struggled. Nieves, we're going to move these around. Laker was okay. So Nieves, 24. That's good to see for the 24-year-old. Vega ended up really struggling this year. But Rosario was still good for a lefty. Gordon was still good. Gordon's been with this team, I feel like he's 30. I feel like he's just been on this team forever. Been a really good player for us. Rosario we've had for a couple years. Been a really good reliever for us. Same with Chavez. He's been on the team for 4 years. He had a great year. A 1.8 ERA, 50 innings. Hay kind of struggled at the second half of the year, but that's fine. He's pretty cheap, 930,000 dollars. And Eugene Green had a great year as a closer. Saved 45 games for the 26-year-old Floridian. Whitaker definitely cooled down with the average. He ended up hitting 350. Still a great year. 315. 30 home runs. That ties a career high, I believe. He got his 400th career stolen base this year. He's going to probably hit his 300th home run next year. Just incredible player. Griffith got at least up to a 256 average. His lowest in 5 years. Actually, his lowest ever. What was his on-base percentage? 324, that's low. I still trust the guy a lot. Villalobos did not hit any home runs in the second half. I've always thought he was going to develop more power. He never did. He never developed that amazing power, but he's a career 320 hitter. The dude can hit. He's well onto his way to a Hall of Fame career. Like, he literally needs to play like 2 or 3 more years. He's a Hall of Famer, which is pretty remarkable. We have several Hall of Famers on this team. John Coates, this guy, I love this guy because he's so cheap. Look at this contract, $1.2 million. This is year 1 of year 4 of a deal. You're paying $1.2 million, and he hit 28 home runs, 313 average, OPS of 930, a WAR of 5.8. That's great. Perez, pretty much a typical year, 275-ish average, 15, 16, 17 home runs, 375 on base. Yeah, it's a typical year for him. Plays below average defense, unfortunately, but he plays every day, which is nice. Preston, rookie, not an amazing year. Actually, his overall dropped by 5. You expect to be a star? You want to play instead of Villalobos in the middle of the lineup? Preston, get out of here. Willie Calhoun, I told you, he's not the best overall, but he still hit 264 with 19 home runs for $4 million. That was a good deal for 2.8 WAR. Valenzuela, we need to move him up in the lineup in the playoff start because he hit 323, 21 bombs, 40 stolen bases. His WAR for a guy who doesn't play the field was 6.5, so let's just move him up right now. Let's have him bat 5th. And Hagen and Fortenberry played a lot less, hit almost as many home runs. But I'm going to go with Hagen, the youngster. I want to give him a chance. So let's just make sure before we do anything that Valenzuela is up in the order. Guy can also steal. I like him a lot as a player. Just as long as he can, I just hope he can develop a little bit of power to like in the mid 50s. That would be great. Let's take a look at awards and then we'll end the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Another run for us. Correa got another MVP. He might be one of the best players of all time in this. Like, he has 630 career home runs. I don't know how many MVPs he's won. His career WAR is 130. It's ridiculous. Cody Bellinger got it in the National League. All right. He's closing out on 500 career home runs. Salazar got the Cy... What? Our long man got the Cy Young. What? Okay. Calero got it. That's the guy who's more deserving of the Cy Young. Batting title went to Dave Hernandez at 30. That dude can hit. Holy cow, he can hit. Brendan Rodgers got in the National League, former number 1 draft pick. Reliever of the year, Alberto Valenzuela. Name sounds familiar, but not from our team. Had a very good year. Coach got it in National League with how many innings pitched? 1. They got to patch that next year. Rookie of the year, Bobby Coleman. He's probably like 32. He's 28. Gustavo Mateo, 30-year-old. So those aren't really rookies. Let's see. Do we get any awards? Hideo Watanabe. That's a great name. Dom Smith. There we go. Raul Mondesi. But no one on the A's, which I'm not shocked by because we don't really emphasize fielding that much. But we won 105 games, so we emphasize on winning. We're going to go for the 3-peat in the next episode, guys. I hope you did enjoy this. Drop a like if you did. I'll talk to y'all later, boys. Take it easy. Peace.